Hi guys, I'm Samantha. This is Balancing Act. I'm going to take you through a 10-minute stretch. This is a really nice stretch that you can do after a strength workout or after a run or even after like a long walk. I've been walking a lot at night and realizing that that stretch, even though you're just walking, it can be tightening of your muscles. It can tighten things up and you feel like you just kind of need to open things up again. So I have a little stretch routine that I've been doing after my night walks and I wanted to share that with you. All right. So the first thing that I do is a forward fold. So you've just come in, you have been sweating and you're kind of sweating and your heart's still kind of beating. So inhale the arms up nice and high. You can press your palms to the sky and then just let your body fall forward. And start to rock back and forth. When I'm in a forward fold, I really like to rock my hips back and forth and like make circles with my knees. So it's not like a static like forward fold, right? It's kind of in motion and you are stretching through your hamstrings and you are stretching all the things you would do in a static, but you're kind of just moving through it, making it a little more fluid. All right, so that's the first thing you're going to do is you're going to hit this forward fold and you're going to let your hands kind of weigh you down by interlacing your hands into your elbows. From here, with soft knees, if that's what works for you, you're going to take your left hand and you're going to take a little twist. So while you're inverted, you're going to twist your spine. So reach with the right arm. I'm going to straighten my legs here, but if your legs are bent, it all still works. And then stretch the other way. So we're really incorporating our lower body and our upper body. I think a lot of people, when they finish their workout, they kind of stretch their legs, but they forget about their backs and their arms and their shoulders. So we want to make sure we incorporate that a lot. Now from here, we're already here, right? So we're just going to start to move from side to side here. Little skandasana is what we'll call it. And start to open up through the inner thighs. Now you can walk your hands all the way over to one side. After you do this back and forth a couple times, you can sit down into it a little bit and start to stretch out the inner thighs. And the other direction. Really flex your feet here and try to keep your feet facing back. Once you start to do these poses, the stretching will start to feel better. I know stretching feels awful when you first start it. You just have to get rolling and get your muscles, get that signal to your muscles that that's what you're doing. So now that you're in this straddle, you're going to walk your hands forward and just face your whole body toward one side. You can drop your knee here. Inhale the arms up and then place your hands on your knee and just give yourself a nice little hip stretch here. So start to move this way. Always deep breaths when you're stretching. It can be tempting just to hold your breath, but you don't want to do that. And then we're going to walk it over to the other side. Switch it to the back. Last night I did all these stretches. I just did them on the grass, on the track where I was walking. It's nice to stretch in the grass too, even if it's a little wet, if it's a little dirty. It's kind of nice to get dirty sometimes. And we're going to do that one more time on both sides. So walk it all the way over and stretch. This time I like to take a little twist. So I like to get my back leg off the ground. And now we're getting a little bit deeper in this. Start to twist the back. And then walk it to the other side. And twist again. Obviously, any stretch you do on one side, you want to do it on the other side if it's a bilateral movement, right? All right, so we're going to walk it back to the front again, and we want to get our quads. So we're going to come back into this little lunge. Now, if you can, you're going to reach back behind you and grab that right foot. A lot of people do this from a standing position, holding onto a gate or a pole or something, and that's fine too. But this is just opening up through the fronts of the thighs. And let's get the other side. Drop the knee. Get the other side in there. And then you can let that go. And then we're going to sit. So you're going to sit on the ground in a straddle position. And we're going to get lower body and upper body here. So in your straddle, your legs are back. You don't want to open your straddle so much that your feet are just rotating forward like this. So wherever your straddle goes, don't let it compromise your feet. So you want your feet to be facing up or back. And then inhale your arms. We're going to do a couple versions of this. We're going to stretch all the way to the right, straight to the side so that we can open up through the rib cage on both sides. And then we're going to stretch down. And this gets a little bit more in the groin, down the inner thigh on one side, across more of the top of the back and the shoulders on both sides. And you can do that on both sides. We don't want to do a whole lot of bouncing in our stretches, but you can inhale, reach, and then exhale, fold. So as you're inhaling and exhaling, your stretch is sort of organically moving. And then we can close the legs, shake them out. And then the last thing that we're going to do, well, towards the last thing, we'll hug in the knee and open up the hip a little bit. If you've been walking or running, you do want to get into those hips, into those hip joints. And this is kind of a gentle way to do that. Just cradling your lower leg. And when you do this, you don't want to hunch over. So try to keep your chest lifted and just rocking side to side. I always like to finish with a forward fold. Once your body is sort of like loosened up and you feel like you've loosened things up a good amount, I do like to do a forward fold. So that would be just inhaling here and then reaching forward as much as is comfortable for you. If this is as far as you can go, whatever it is, you're going to feel that stretch down the back of your legs and you're just going to breathe into it. I kind of feel like the muscles are like rubber bands. If you were to put rubber bands in the refrigerator or you leave them even in the cabinet for a long time, they get dry and they're kind of not stretchy. But if you loosen up a rubber band and you start to really pull on it like a marshmallow, you know, it gets more limber and it gets more stretchy. So the more you stretch, the more you can stretch. So it's important to get over that hump. When you start stretching, it's just like, oh, this feels terrible. But then the more you do it, it'll start to feel good. You just have to get over that spot. So I hope this little stretching routine helps you. This will hit the fronts of your thighs, the backs of your thighs, your rib cage, through your back. We opened up the shoulders. We twisted. We lubricated the spine. We really did like a lot. So it only takes a few minutes and you can start to expand on this, but I hope that little stretching routine helps you, and you should really do that after you work out. Not so much before, a little bit of stretching before, but you don't want to stretch cold muscles. So once you finish working out and you're nice and warm, take that opportunity to stretch consistently and it will definitely pay off. All right, see you next time. Bye.